No.
Okay, we're going to talk about it in a minute.
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Recording has started. Hello, cats and kittens, and welcome once again to Super Connectivity. I am your host, Charlie the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the blue-eyed bomber from the Burger Pits.
Phil, me, and Perich.
Welcome back, Phil. You and your encyclopedic knowledge of all things comic book, Spider-Man, and artist and writer related is always something that puts me at awe. And I'm very happy to always have you here to fill me in. But right now, I would like to talk about something new, which I've already forgotten. So let's move on to one thing I do want to talk about is a recent trailer for the Aquaman animated trilogy.
Oh.
So just so we understand, it's a trilogy. There are 3 cartoons being made. How long they are, we don't know. What they are about, we don't really know. All we really know is it's drawn in that style that everyone hates. Not me, actually, because actually I like it. It's the it's sometimes called the Kel Art style, but as people who actually do, analysis of this say, well, no, actually, there's no Cal Art style. There's just this. Basically, it's a blending of Japanime and Chibi that, in my heart, I always want to put towards, not Gumball, but what was that show with a cat who wanted to cook? I'm blanking on the name now, but
Oh wait, is it something like King of Atlantis animated?
Yeah, King of Atlantis. Yes, the King of Atlantis. That is the show we're seeing.
Ooh, that's Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman has blue hair. We saw.
I was gonna say at first I thought it was somebody else, but yeah, that's Aquaman.
Yeah, it's Aquaman. He's got the green pants. He's got the orange suit. Doesn't have the cool black suit like we've seen in promo images. Part of me wonders if part of me actually wonders if Jason Momoa is doing the voice in this. I don't know. But I will say it looks like fun. And one of the things I do want to say about it is that they lead with sort of what is kind of a butt joke.
Yeah, there it is.
Which is that the throne of Atlantis is difficult to sit upon. And they also have that guy who's, I think, sort of his brother and his enemy kind of standing next to him. I think they're going to do a Thor Loki thing.
Oh, Ocean Master, yeah.
Ocean Master, yeah. Or maybe that's the guy who shows up at the end. I don't know of the clip. It's an interesting clip. Whatever you want to say about it.
Is that going to be Cartoon Network?
No, that's HBO Max. I mean, it might be on it. And this is how it seems to be working right now, is that you start at HBO Max, you get the full uncensored version there, then they will farm it out to the other shows for the other networks for season 2. So, as an example, Awkwafina from Queens was HBO Max, and now she's Comedy Central. But the uncensored version will likely be on HBO Max. So that is the delineation of it, is my assumption of the way they do it. So they're going to start with HBO Max, move it to another network if it has legs, and then an uncensored version will come back to HBO Max.
All right, I'm looking this up now. Yeah, it's a 3-episode miniseries. Aquaman King of Atlantis is an upcoming American animated miniseries produced by James Wan for the streaming service HBO Max based on the DC Comics character Aquaman. The series is produced by DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Animation, and Atomic Monster Productions. The miniseries will be released on October 14th on a weekly basis. It will also air on Cartoon Network as part of the upcoming Acme Night block, whatever that is.
Yeah. Well, they can't do Adult Swim all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited about it. I actually think that there's a big misdirection in it. I think, like Steven Universe and Thundercats, there's this big chibi opening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not Momoa doing Aquaman. It's Cooper Andrews. You know who that is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Remember the Shazam movie, the foster dad?
Oh, okay.
He's
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's any jab in the storm. But yeah, so I found that interesting. Just that they had the trailer out and it's out there. And the premise of it is he can't sit in the throne. But I realize if you've lived your whole life on land, sitting on a wet seahorse is probably awkward.
Yeah.
In general, especially if you're sitting side saddle. Where you put your weight, it's all going to be a little bit different. So I get why that was difficult for him. But at the same time, I understand the humor they're going for. But I get the feeling that is like the awkwardness that leads to the redemption as we go. Because everything is all about redemption as we go, as you tell a story.
Oh, and you know who's playing Mira? Jillian Jacobs.
Okay, so they got a whole new cast. That's good.
Yeah, big Jillian Jacobs, who you may know from that other animated project where she plays Adam Eve on Invincible.
Oh, good old her.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. This is my working fan theory that they're introducing other voice actor cast members in these animated projects so that when they have to replace a live action actress for some reason or a live action actor for some reason, it's like, no, doesn't that sound exactly like that guy or girl you heard before? So, I actually came up with this idea because I realized they're probably going to need T'Challa later, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And if you introduce an actor voicing T'Challa in an animated series, you could then, if he's an actor that could be a T'Challa, move him into the story later. But it struck me recently with What If, when it's not Tom Holland doing the voice, that's like, oh, are they prepping us for the point when Tom Holland's under contract and we can't bring him back to the Marvel Universe after episode 3? Maybe they are.
Or maybe it's just a question of maybe these people don't want to do it for a certain price, so they find someone who, a voice actor who'll do it for.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's obviously there is the obvious mechanical reasons you do it,
mm-hmm.
And then there is this question of if we needed to rediscuss that live action person,
mm-hmm.
How do we do that? And then how do we make the fans happy when we say we couldn't meet their price, but here is Steve Buscemi now as Superman. I mean, when we follow the line of logic, you have to, because obviously, at least, Feige and Iger understood this. Chapek does not, but the understanding of how important the talent is to the people who give you money is very important. And
I mean, this is a all new cast, so everybody.
Well, that's good. That's good. But if any of them look like guys that could be that actor later,
Thomas Lennon as Volko.
Well, Thomas Lennon. First off, the man is tight.
In the Willem Dafoe role, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a younger Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say this right now. You can put Thomas Lennon into a gym for a week, and you're going to get a Willem Dafoe out the other end.
Whoa.
I mean, yes, he is a gay gentleman and has no interest in not being a gay gentleman, at least in the roles he's played. Though I'm sure he can play straight if you asked him to. He is a professional actor after all. So, yeah, you know what? If you're looking for a guy to be a Willem Dafoe, Thomas Lennon is not the worst guy you could pick. To physically be the role, it actually makes sense. He maybe does not have as rubbery of a face, but he's younger. So if you want to go younger with a Willem Dafoe, Thomas Lennon is not the worst choice you could make.
Were you saying he plays gay characters, or?
Well, no, he is a gay gentleman.
No, he's not.
He's not?
I'm looking on Wikipedia, and it says he lives in Los Angeles and Wisconsin with his wife, actress Jenny Robertson.
Well, there you go. Man, he is just that good.
I know, yeah, he fooled you.
He is just that good. Because he never plays it
you watch too much
over the top.
You watch too much Reno 911.
Well, no. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think of the role where he actually played a straight actor. I cannot think of it. Though, to be fair, I've known only a few roles he's played. But he's always played it very realistically.
Oh, Charlie Esser. It's the last line in the personal life on Wikipedia. Guess who Thomas Lennon is close friends with, it says.
Who?
Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, I mean, if you could be, why wouldn't you? Obviously he's living my best life, so good for him.
That's the comedy duo Charlie Esser would be here for, Thomas Lennon and Weird Al Yankovic.
I mean, I'm not going to say no. Obviously, Thomas Lennon and Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, they could make Conan the Librarian a real thing. Although, to be fair, that was not just in UHF. It was a Mad Magazine gag before then. Fair enough. But yeah, so I am actually excited about the Aquaman trilogy. As whatever the heck it is, I actually have really re-engaged my love of animation, especially animation that's geared for children, but that has adult subtext, which is all animation.
I mean, I didn't even know about it, but now that I'm looking through this, I mean, I'm torn because that anime, I really don't like that animation style, but the cast looks very good, so it's like, Well,
have you watched Steven Universe?
I've seen some of it, yeah.
So, and that's the thing, is like Steven Universe is that animation style, but at the same time, it is really good storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It is storytelling that makes you go, oh, okay. Maybe the patriarchy is a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe we should have cookie cats. I don't know. Maybe inviting refugees from a war-torn world is not the best idea. But then again, it's a war-torn universe, and maybe they're the last line of defense for us. I don't know. But regardless of your political persuasion, Steven Universe is a good show that makes you think and makes you cry because you can't cry about real life, so you cry about cartoons. By the way, Steve coming back on Blue's Clues.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you see that theory? Someone put online. They're like, when do you remember when Steve first disappeared? It was like when we first invaded Afghanistan, and they're like, now he's finally back. Now that we've left Afghanistan, so it was like an army ranger or something in Afghanistan.
I mean, anything's possible, but see, here's the thing: I am way too old to be as emotionally moved by Blue's Clues as I am every time I see a Steve meme. And it's like, why is, it's like, it's a telephone commercial cry, because, reach out and touch someone. It's meant to make you cry. Every time I see freaking Mr. Rogers saying, look for the helpers, it makes me cry.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He's the Fred Rogers for a certain generation.
Yeah. But what's weird is it's not my generation.
Oh, but it might have been your kids' generation. Did your kids watch Blue's Clues?
I mean, I guess somewhat. And again, probably I watched it more than them, so maybe yes.
So it's probably more along the lines. It's like, oh, hey, it reminds you your kids are growing up, and
Well, it's just mostly just the reality of, hey, well, this is the thing. This is you can rest now. Which is what Pepper says to Tony when he snaps and he's dying, and everyone's all like, "Well, why didn't what's his name? Stephen Strange? Why didn't Steven just bring him back with the time stone? He's got a time stone. Brought back Vision. Bring Tony back. But it's like,
Yeah, but
first off.
But if you do that, do you unwind everything you did with that snap there?
Well, that's the complex question. And it goes to my basic theory that, the stones are just being nice to you carbons, as they would say. The carbons want us to do a thing. Shall we do the thing?
They did enough setup for it. Did Tony Stark's death become a fixed point in time?
Okay, so this is this thing. Fixed points in time relate to a single universal thread. Meaning that within thread A, we can not change things that are required to get to the end point of our current existence in thread A. Now, that does not mean we can't go back in time and change reality. That is an alternate universe.
Yeah, but I was thinking it's like a fixed point in time, and it's like if you do find the way to change that, are you like fraying that thread though?
Well, what you're doing is you're fraying your own thread.
Yeah.
So, and this is the idea between last week's episode of What If, where the Ancient One says to Strange, it's a fixed point in time. She isn't saying you can't save her. What she is saying is all you're doing is revisiting other universes you have access to from this point in time. So from the point in time where she dies and you become a master of the mystic arts, there is not a universe that can spawn from that has that. And this was an interesting idea I recently learned about called evolutionary mountains, which is this idea that there are certain traits that when an animal commits to that trait, they start going down another line of evolution.
Hmm.
And you cannot jump to another set of traits from that mountain because that's not the set of traits that you've chosen for. And it's this idea that, there are many mountains that you can go to and you can reach the top of that evolutionary peak. But once you get there, you can't just go to that next mountain and grow wings. You have already chosen where you're going to be specialized towards.
Well, like I think, I said last week too. It's like this was the universe. This whole universe diverged. When she died. So it's like if you stop her from dying, strange, you're basically taking the whole purpose of this universe. This thing diverged from another branch when she died. So you take away her death. It's like, well, this thing's kind of pointless now. So
Well, exactly. It's he cannot go back and change his own past because that's what he wants to do. Because he could Rick and Morty it and go to the next universe over, grab a Christine and say, "Hey, you want to be in my universe?" He wouldn't even need all those garden gnomes to do it. He could just go over to that next universe and say, "Hey, Christine here. Hey, you and me, we used to date. I'd like to date you again. You want to come to my universe and date?" He could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But he chooses not to. Because he doesn't want another Christine. He doesn't want to Rick and Morty it. He doesn't want to say, close enough. He wants his Christine back. But he can't get his Christine back because for him, it's a fixed point in time. The best way to think about time isn't as a cosmic line of time, but as your individual experience of time. And you yourself are your own universe.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you move along with others, sometimes you branch off. Now, maybe your branching off makes others want to branch off as well. And then you get enough to be an alternate universe. But probably most often is you branch off a little bit and maybe you slide back in because what you did bought you a couple of weeks. And now we're back in the main universe and it's fine. And now you remember that you did something, but maybe no one else does.
And Charlie Esser, that was last week's episode. We got a whole nother episode of What Ifs.
Well, yeah, so now we're talking about zombies. And I have to talk about one thing about zombies is it's not even a what if. It's just what if. It's like we want to do zombies. Well, what if zombies? There's no question. It's just like, what if zombies? And then they give us a backstory that apparently it's a quantum virus from the quantum universe.
And once again, it's Hank Pym's fault. He brought his wife back and she was already infected.
Well, actually, it appears that she infected him and he went back.
Ah, true. Yeah.
And that's what infected people. So there is no Janet Van Dyne in this universe. But apparently in this universe, well, at least in this quantum realm of the universe,
yeah,
there is a zombie virus running around.
I was going to say, so basically, I mean, yeah, the whole universe is already infected on a molecular level.
Yeah, so it seems like once you go into the quantum realm, it's a bad place. That's basically the Cancerverse. I actually had a whole thing with someone online where we were talking about, why when you shrunk down, how could a virus exist on the quantum level? I had to explain to him that basically once you reach a Planck length, which is the minimum distance that can exist in this universe, you fall into a space between the Planck lengths that gets you to another universe. And then when you grow out of that size, because you're growing everything that's with you, that virus from the sub-Planck length universe comes up with you and is now a physical virus in this other dimension
I mean, in the movie
that we haven't considered yet.
when he shrunk down, we saw there were organisms in there.
Well, exactly. That's the idea, is that there is a zombie virus in the quantum realm,
Yes.
but that it's not virus sized in the sense that we think about size. But then again, size and mass and dimension are all constructs of our perception of reality.
But again, all it needed was a biological life form. I mean, it doesn't matter that Pym was short. She bit him. He enlarged back into our world, and that thing was like, oh,
and
hell!
then he bit Captain America, and that's the point. Is that
he got Scott Lang first. Yeah, then he went.
That's Scott first. I thought he got Cap first.
Well, remember, Scott Lang was in the lab when he came back.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Well, yes, he also did. He got Cap when the Avengers.
He got capped when the Avengers showed up to do their Avengering against the zombie virus. Yeah, you're right. That was not a good idea. They really should have immediately started with, how can we do something without doing something?
I mean, you tell me Tony Stark can't make like personal force shields or something. It's like, come on.
Well, the problem is that, to be fair, if it was Reed Richards, he would have thought of that.
Yeah.
But we only have Tony Stark in this universe, and he builds
metal.
Again,
couldn't somebody be like, hey, Tony, can you make something?
Yeah, it would have been smart. It would have been smart if they all had armor. But then again, we see the one other person with armor was T'Challa, and he survived. So
yeah.
The timing on this is also a little weird because it's clearly in the middle of Civil War.
Well, no, Infinity War, because Banner came back to Earth. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Banner comes back. But it's also this idea that this had already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So so essentially the what if is, what if Hank went back early?
I don't know. I mean, the timing.
So he thwarts.
The timing on that is weird because it like 2 weeks before. Because remember, at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I don't know how much they jump ahead, maybe a couple days or weeks, but that's when Thanos does this,
Yeah. So the idea is so to give you the timeline, this is as soon as they thwart, and to be fair, this may be a divergent universe from the what was it called? Not the Hank Pym verse, but anyway, this is a divergent universe where Hank Pym has been engaged with the Hank Pym Enterprises. So in this world, Darren Cross doesn't rise, but he still, for whatever reason, brings in Scott Lang.
Well, it's weird too because remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Janet was communicating with them through Scott. So if I don't think she could communicate if she was a zombie unless she just got infected as Hank was coming to get her. Maybe.
Well, the idea is that before Ant-Man and the Wasp, so in this universe, this is a universe where Hank Pym has already given the Wasp her costume, has engaged Scott Lang for reasons. Although to be fair, here's the weird bit about to be fair, we have no evidence. Oh wait, does anyone recognize Scott?
Well, yeah, because I think Peter does. I think Peter and T'Challa do because they met him in Civil War.
Yeah. Okay. So then he must have been Ant-Man in this universe. The basic point is that Ghost still exists in this universe, with her quantum powers, and no one knows yet. And this is sort of the idea that exists in all of these zombie universes, is that there's a fixed point in time in this universe that is going to affect things going forward, but that within this universe, and what it is the fixed point in time is the point when the universe diverges.
I mean, the weak point of all these episodes is they're too damn short. They could expand it, because I mean that group we get, with like Happy and Sharon Carter. You know who we should have gotten there? I mean, if we're doing Ant-Man stuff, I mean, you could have got like Bill Foster with giant man powers or something.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, in Avengers Forever, we do have a giant man. It might be Bill Foster. It might be the other Foster.
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name. Who may grow up in this story as well. So there are possibilities all around.
Yeah, I mean, it was just weird because the zombies seem pretty mindless, right? But like zombie Iron Man can control that armor. Hawkeye had enough control to shoot a bow and arrow.
But not well.
Well,
well, that's the thing. It's sort of this idea is like if you lost your speech center and had a compulsion, but you were still yourself, would you try to limit what you were doing? And to be fair, here's the kind of twist in all of that. Let us say that zombies need living flesh, because otherwise zombies would be constantly eating other zombies.
Oh, true.
So if zombies need living flesh, Hawkeye is always shooting to wound, not to kill.
Yeah.
And he is always being really mindful of how he shoots his arrows, which means that he's not taking people out when he shoots them.
Yeah.
He's just
shooting them in the leg, shooting them in the shoulder.
Yeah, he's trying to. And to be fair, you can shoot a guy in the leg and kill him. He is shooting them as precise as always.
Yeah,
no
arteries. Yeah,
he can't tell you that, because obviously one of the problems of the zombie virus is it affects the speech center of the brain, which suggests that maybe they're all completely intellectually as well as they always were, but they've just lost the ability to speak, so they've suddenly become mute.
Either that, or like did they maybe lose like a lot of their intellect, but like I don't know, the zombie body kind of remembers like muscle memory.
I don't know. Honestly, I think Tony Stark is making much better decisions than he ever did before, because he almost immediately says, "You know what? Could you do a sling ring and let me stick my hand through and just shoot him in the back of the head?" He's like, "Yeah, totally." Zoop. Zoop. Zoop.
Basically, Tony Stark's making better decisions than gave him a lobotomy.
Well, you know what? To be fair, sometimes bad decisions are because we second guess ourselves.
Overthink it.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? I want a linear path.
Yeah.
And you can like open like portals back and forth. Like, yeah, super easy. Barely an inconvenience. And it's like, great. Do that. I'm going to shoot this guy in the back of the head. And we'll call it a day. Problem solved. How sweet, fresh meat.
Oh my god, then Bucky like cuts Cap in half with his own shield.
Oh yeah, that was a sad one.
Yeah. Oh my lord, but the thing that, the real cliffhanger, man, they really leave you on zombie Thanos with that gauntlet.
Yeah, and he's still which makes sense. So
would he still snap?
Well, that's the thing. He might snap out of mercy.
Again, but is it the compulsion though that because I mean
that's the idea. So
if he's snapping healthy bodies though, that's taking away some of the food supply though, Charlie.
Although at the same time, maybe he just decides
Snap some of the
this universe isn't worth it.
or snap some of the zombies. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So he wants that Mind Stone because here's the thing, he's already sacrificed Gamora at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to have this universe be destroyed. And he is there building his gauntlet. Let us say he gets the Mind Stone,
Peter and T'Challa,
which we know has an effect on zombies.
Yes.
So he puts the Mind Stone in, and suddenly, is it that I need to half the universe, or do I need to just stop it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, too, if you have all 6 stones in that gauntlet, either Thanos or if like someone else tries to snap, can they cure the zombie plague with a snap then?
Well, that's an interesting question. Can you cure a zombie plague? If you said let everyone be healthy.
I mean, that gauntlet.
If you did 2 snaps in a circle, sure. But we know that just doing 1 snap is going to break your arm.
Yeah.
So could anyone do 2 snaps is the greatest question of the universe. Although arguably Thanos has done 2 snaps.
True.
So
yeah, but again,
maybe he could snap to de-zombify everyone, then snap to get rid of half the universe, which seems like a lot of steps.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the rest of the universe, but I mean, at least half the Earth is probably population of Earth is already gone from the zombie plague, so it's just just get rid of the zombies, but leave the whoever's dead.
Yeah, I mean it's a complex question, without a doubt. It would be really nice if there's a lot more down there, Tristan. Okay, let's talk comics in the meantime.
Yes.
Yes, all my comics fell between the cracks, and the one I'm going to talk about first is Shang-Chi.
Ooh.
I think this is all of them.
That does look like all of them. You got down to the beer koozies, so that tells me it's all of them. And we already talked about Conan and Star Trek Mirror War Zero. So make sure you click on that super connectivity feed ahead. But here's issue 4 of Shang-Chi.
Oh, issue 4. I see who's on the cover. Okay.
Yeah, well, the problem is that no one wants to talk. I mean, literally in this story, there is a point where
one of those
Rita's like saying, "Oh, hey, Shang-Chi, great to hear from you. I've been hearing rumors." It's like, yeah, I kind of need your access to the negative zone. It's like, we're off world right now, dude. Maybe don't do that this week. But it is just this idea, like, dude, if you were Shang-Chi and you had just taken over this thing, first off, the first person you should call is maybe Reed Richards, maybe Tony Stark, maybe Captain America. And maybe you say, dude, I just took over my father's 5-weapon society. And stuff's going to go down. This is some Nick Fury stuff, but I'm not going to do it behind the scenes, which is going to cause its own problems, obviously. But the idea is that, to be fair, this is why the Illuminati is not a bad idea. Which we kind of get the implication of at the end of Shang-Chi, the movie, which everyone should see. And I'm going to try and see it again this weekend because I do want its box office to look nice, and I can afford to. So, yeah, maybe it's not the worst idea to have a representation of the most powerful people on the planet just sort of sitting down and talking on a regular basis. But as it is, they realize Shang-Chi's mom's in the negative zone, or they don't think it's Shang-Chi's mom at the time. They go to the negative zone using that little 4-person capsule that they used back a while ago. That when they did the sideways issue, they did not make the issue sideways, so that's good.
Yeah.
They go to the negative zone and luckily find where they're going. Shang-Chi's mom, she's used to talking to sentient praying mantises. Although, interestingly enough, I like the fact that she keeps on saying chit chit, which is what Squirrel Girl always says, so who knows where it goes from there. But yeah, they bring her back, and then someone, and they don't show who because their face is all blackened, says, "Hey, Shang-Chi's mom, it's me." And obviously the implication is that it's Fu Manchu, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone completely different. Okay. Did any book jump out at you this week, Phil?
Oh, did you read Savage Avengers?
Of course I read Savage Avengers.
Speaking of cool.
Man, that lives up to its name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what I will say about Savage Avengers is it's savage. If you thought the Old Man Hulkiverse was hard to walk through, welcome to Cool and Gothiverse. But you know what? What is annoying is that it's a time travel cop out.
Yeah, it's going to get fixed.
But except that time travel cop outs aren't real solutions. There will always be a universe where Colin Goth wins. And it's hard to just accept as a reality. I mean, that's the thing. It's like that Colin Goth always wins it's hard. It's hard to just accept as a reality.
I mean,
I would rather other realities exist.
Shouldn't the Sorcerer Supreme be able to stop this? Oh.
Well, he's already eaten one Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, in Doomsday, they actually show, Doom teams up with them,
And, well, and Doom gives Conan his armor, which is like, whatever, dude, Although there is this idea that Colin Goth has a real problem with Conan. And Conan is just better than him. Because, for what it's worth, maybe Conan is the one person to actually understand Crom. And maybe Crom, all things being equal, is the dweller above all. And it's like, you know what? There has to be someone to keep you idiots in line. So every so often I'm going to pick one of these guys. And it doesn't matter how powerful you are, that idiot is going to destroy you. And Conan is just the guy to do it.
Did you?
Cap gets his shield eaten.
Yes.
Which is... See, and these are the things that bug me about it, because then it becomes a non-canonical story. I mean, maybe they can reverse it, because obviously they brought in King last issue, which is, again, such a cop-out.
Yep.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, oh, okay, there's Kang.
Well, I mean, and again, is it like an Infinity War, from the Infinity War movie? It's like, yeah, okay, we got to let everyone die now, but that's the only way we can win. Strange looks at all the timelines. It's the only way we can win. Let them kill everyone, and then we'll bring them back.
Yeah, and again, that requires us to have way too much trust in Strange. Because, again...
Well, this story, I think it seems like we're putting all our trust in Conan.
Well, I mean, Conan's just a dude doing his job. That's the thing about Conan in this, is he is just a dude doing his job. You want a wizard killed? Okay, I've killed a couple. That guy, yeah, I killed him once.
We're counting on Conan's hatred.
You're counting on Conan's protagonist armor, which, for what it's worth, he has got more than anyone ever.
Literally in this issue.
Literally, yeah. I mean, just the idea that,
He has literal...
Yeah, Dr. Doom just gives him his armor.
Oh,
as he's...
Did you love that line when Conan's telling Strange, he's like, when Doom died, he sent the remaining Latvians down to the Mole King.
Well, yeah, which I actually thought was a really beautiful moment. And it's part of those things that I want to believe is actually, that is the one place where they would be safe. Because he actually did say, you know what, I need you protected. Who is the other king who protects his people as much as I do? And he said, you know what, the Mole Man. And reaches out to the Mole Man, or maybe his son, the Mole. I don't know, because he does have a son who's a Mole Lord or something. But, they both protect the underdwellers and say, these are my people, I entrust them to you. And they will be protected by you.
And Cooling Gaff might just be like, as long as you don't come to the surface, yes, stay down in the earth. I don't care, but yeah, don't peek your heads out.
Well, but that's always that thing, is that, like, Cooling Gaff, he's always playing his games. And it's like, no sorcerer is as powerful as they think they are, because they're all using borrowed power.
Well, yeah, and even here, don't they make the point where it's like, yeah, basically, it kills all the heroes, and after how many years, he just gets kind of bored because there's like no challenges left. So he gets sloppy because he's getting bored.
Yeah, which is when King comes, and King is more powerful than you all. Because King is like, oh, you're one of those magic guys. Okay.
We saw that a couple hundred years ago. We know how to beat magic now.
Yeah, well, and it's like, for real. It's like, yeah, you magic guys, you're cute. You're humans playing with fire, and sometimes you burn down forests. I get it. I get it. Hey, I'm a human too. We're all from,
Oh, that's cute.
Sad beginnings.
That's cute. You invented the wheel. Hey, let me run you.
Yeah, isn't that fancy? Look at you eating other dimensional beings. It's like, oh, okay.
You made
like that Strange episode of What If. Yeah, I understand.
Kang's like, you made a stone wheel. How cute. Let me run you over with my SUV.
Yeah. Well, really, it's just that idea that, at the end of the day, King is going to be a little bit like, you know what? Probably you might kill this version of me. But it's sort of like that whole scene in Superior Spider-Man where it's like, now I got 6 other clones stacked up. You're not going to defeat me just by killing me, and now I know what your plan is.
Variants are like cockroaches. You can't kill us all.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, really. And it's like, and Cullen Gath, it's like, oh, you're a pre-Bronze Age wizard. You're an antediluvian wizard. Isn't that delightful? I haven't seen one of you guys in years. And that's Conan for you. Or those Savage Avengers. Because that's the thing. It's like, they're not going to leave it all as, oh, yeah, by the way,
everyone's dead.
Everyone died horribly. Thank you for watching our timeline. I mean, they could. I mean, for what it's worth, they've left alternate timelines like that. And to be fair, this is now officially an alternate timeline. But part of you is like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I think with these stories, they're going to fix it, but it's just a question of how are they going to fix it?
Well, yeah, it is what it is. Another indie book of the week, Elvira meets Vincent Price. It's fun, it's delightful. I don't want to give you a lot of heavy stuff about it. Pick it up, read it, enjoy it. You'll like it. Basically, there are elder gods and tricks being played with elder gods by the film crew. It's interesting. It's delightful. I think you would all enjoy it. Pick up Elvira meets Vincent Price. I have no idea which number this is. I think it's 2 or 3, but anyway. Elvira meets Vincent Price.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you talking
If
about...
you're not sold by those several words, even in and of themselves, I don't know what to tell you. All right, Philip, any last thoughts on tonight's episode?
No. I was going to say, tell Tristan, I just saw on the Marvel Facebook page, I guess they're going to have a bunch of Marvel zombie Funkos, so...
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. I forgot. Remember Baby Yoda, Phil?
Yes.
And Disney getting caught flat-footed about Baby Yoda, that everyone wanted Baby Yoda, and they had not yet set up Baby Yoda. They're not doing that now.
Oh, no.
You can buy a Maurice Plus right now. Everyone will be happy. By the way, other things I've read, Defenders, number 2. This is a good book. Read it. Toxin, number 1. There's like a teen Toxin. It's like Shazam, if Shazam was one of the 7 deadly sins, but didn't want to be. Totally cool. I love it. Pick it up. So that's those 2 books. But yeah, there's a lot out there, Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Philip, if people want to talk to us about what's out there, how can they do so?
All right, kids. Yes, if you want to talk to us about anything Marvel, DC, just pop culture, email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-capes. And find links to everything, all the social medias for all the Capes Lunatics shows, links to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Links to the Patreon. Please, very important that you subscribe now, because starting in October, we're going to be on our own, paying for this out of our own pocket. So yes, anything you can contribute on Patreon or buy any of our merch. You can find links to all of it at Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics.
And just remember, folks, if you want those topless movie reviews,
yes, Patreon.
That is $5.
Oh,
so, just saying, if that's your thing, it's a little bit extra, but it's worth it. Okay, moving right along. If you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way the way their mothers and fathers once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet things once feeds come into my house at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Mats. It wasn't a song this time. It was just something to get through to you that exists. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back again this week. to connect with us. I certainly hope you take the time to super connect with us again next week. Good night.
Good night. I know I did like the pirate R on that last R. Yes.
Arr.
Yeah.
ESSER.
Full stream ahead. Yeah.
Full stream ahead. Yeah, it's a thing.
Every
We're
Friday,
working through it, Philip.
every Friday on the Capes and Lunatics podcast. Full stream ahead. Join Charlie and
We're
yours.
watching the What If movies now.
Nice.